Hello there, 30-3s. We are at lesson 2, 4, real life decisions. I've talked in the first lesson a little bit about buying versus leasing. Now that you're getting to the point, if some of you don't have cars, you're going to have to make that decision. Do you want to buy? Do you want to lease? Well, today we're going to talk about the cost of running and operating a car. So this is page 10 in your booklets. And to be honest with you, I'm not worried about this first part because this first part we're going to talk about as we go on today's lesson. So don't sweat that. Here we go. First thing is costs with owning a car. Everybody, it seems, not everyone, I generalize, a lot of kids are excited about having a car. Freedom is what they always talk about. However, costs that come with it. Having a car is great. Having a car can be a real nuisance as well. So the first thing I want to talk about are fixed costs. Fixed means things that don't change. So what are some of the fixed costs with owning a car? You have to pay the same over and over. Well, one thing could be your lease costs or your payments. If you're leasing, your payments until you buy the car, if you're purchasing, you have set payments every month, lease payments every month. That's one thing. But along with that, set amounts that you have to deal with. Insurance. Now, some of these things, some of you might argue, if you have a vehicle, insurance doesn't cost you a set amount every month. You might pay it annually, but a fixed cost could be a monthly fixed amount. It could be an annual, once a year. Annually, a fixed amount. Insurance, either way, it's a set amount that you have to pay. You have insurance, is a set amount to get your license plates and make sure that you are insured. Insurance isn't what I meant to say there. That was a mix-up. It's registration. You have to make sure that your car is registered with the government, so you have to pay. I'm sure there's some other things, but those are the three key ones that people pay fixed amounts. So let's take a look here at Braden. Braden's buying a car, and he wants to know the fixed costs. So he has an idea of what he wants. What's it going to cost him? He wants to do a budget. Well, his car payments, $3,406.20 per year for 5 years. Well, that means that if that's what he's paying per year, I can divide it by 12, and that works out to be $283.85 per month. So that would be a fixed cost per month 60 times because it's for 5 years. Annual car insurance. Well, some people pay it up front as a fixed cost. Some people ask their insurance companies to split it up every month so that it's a little less of a financial hit all at one time. And if he breaks it up, it's $157.50 per month. Now, extended warranty. He could, for 4 years or 80,000 kilometers, whichever comes first, get extra warranty on his vehicle. Sorry, that's the manufacturer warranty. The extended warranty is an additional 2 years or for a total of 120,000 kilometers. So it would be for 6 years and a total of 120,000 kilometers if he wants to pay the $1,350. Well, we're saying, you want to know something? Yeah, he does. That's part of the question. So we're going to divide that by 24 because it's for 2 years. He pays for that, but then he gets 6 years of coverage. So that works out to be $56.25 per month for 2 months. So what would Braden's monthly fixed costs be? He has to make his payments of $283.85. He has to make his car insurance payments of $157.50. And he chooses to pay the extra $56.25 a month for 2 years to make sure he has extra warranty all said and done. So altogether, that works out to be a fixed amount of cost, $497.60. So there's $500 almost per month before he actually even gets in and drives. Yeesh. It's not cheap. When Braden has his car loan paid off, what will his monthly costs be? Well, that'll be nice, because when that is paid off, his $497.60 less the monthly payment, but also that will have already taken off as well, because he's only paying the extended warranty for the first 2 years. That will have been taken off. And really, what's left? Well, that just leaves him with the $157.50. $157.50 for his insurance. So there's his costs once his fixed costs go down. Now, something they didn't include here was registration. So that's part of it as well. Now, it says that Braden drives about 24,000 kilometers per year. Should he buy the extended warranty? Well, there's no right or wrong answer here. Everyone has their own opinion. If you're a car guy and can do some work on a car, people would say no. Never buy the extended warranty. But if you're like me, who can put air in the tires, check the oil, and maybe put gas into it, for me, yes, absolutely, you should always buy it, in my opinion. But that's because I'm not mechanically inclined. So that question, there's no right or wrong answer. Everyone's going to have a little bit different opinion. So that's fixed costs. Well, the other possibility is you have variable costs. Variable in math, X or Y, it's changing values. That's why this is a variable cost. It's costs that do change from month to month, week to week, or things that you don't pay regularly, infrequently. Every now and then they pop up. So what are some variable costs that come with the car? Well, your gas. I'm not sure that some people have very set routines. They know exactly how often they fill their tank, but it's not always exact. Sometimes you run errands, you go out more, you go out less. You go on a small vacation, you go on a little trip. Gas is not absolutely specific. Repairs. Well, even repairs or tied with repairs would be maintenance. Maintenance costs aren't fixed. Month to month. Well, maintenance could be like an oil change. Well, with an oil change, you don't do it every month. You do it every few months, or depending upon how far you've driven. So it's not totally set specific. It's variable. Repairs. Well, repairs, you don't plan for repairs, unfortunately. You should prepare for repairs, have a little money set aside, but these are all variable things that aren't specific and consistent. There might be some others that you can think of. But here, Kaveen bought a 3-year-old car with almost 60,000 kilometers on it. He thinks he'll drive about 1,700 kilometers per month. The fuel consumption is 8.2 liters per 100 kilometers. So how much is Kaveen? He wants to know. What's gas going to cost him? He's figured out some of this. He knows the mileage the car gets. So what he needs to know first is if he's getting 8.2 liters for 100 kilometers, he wants to know how many liters will he need for his 1,700 kilometers. So that's our first step, is to figure out how many liters. Ratios are always nice. Set up a proportion, cross multiply. This works out to be the fact that Kaveen would need about 139.4 liters per month. Well, that's what he's going to need, but then what's the cost? Well, what's the cost of gas? Wow, it's up and down here and there for all kinds of different reasons. Right now, I think it's about 89 cents a liter from when I made this video, so that's what I'll base it on. So he needs 139.4 liters per month, and it's going to cost him 89 cents per liter. So when I multiply those two, it's going to cost him about $124, approximately $124 per month for gas. And again, some people would say that's a lot. Some people wouldn't say much at all. Depends upon how much you're driving yourself. Second part to this is his car is still under the manufacturer's warranty, but he still has to do regular maintenance. Kaveen follows what the car manufacturer recommends, which is in the chart below. How much will he spend in the first year he owns the car? He drives about 20,000 kilometers per year. Let's assume this has all been done. His car has had the maintenance done on it, but in his first year, he's driving about 20,000 kilometers. Now also, Kaveen follows what the car manufacturer recommends. Well, some people always think car manufacturers are trying to promote these things, whether it's needed or not. Different people have different opinions. Kaveen, it says he follows the recommendation. So 20,000 kilometers per year, every 3 months, or every 5,000 kilometers. Well, either way, he needs to do 4 of them. 4 would take care of 12 months. 4 would also take care of his 20,000 kilometers. Rotate the tires every 6 months or 10,000 kilometers. He would have to do that 2 times. Replace an air filter. Well, that would only be 1 time. And new windshield wipers every year, that would be 1 time. So he's going to have to pay the $60 for an oil change and filter 4 times. Some of you might argue that's too much. Kaveen wants to follow the suggested manufacturer's recommendation. Rotate the tires. Some people would say it's totally unnecessary. You don't need to do that. Kaveen wants to. Replace air filter and new windshield wipers. So what would Kaveen's variable costs just for maintenance be? Well, we have $240 for the oil change and filter. We have $140 for tire rotations. We have $30 for a filter. And we have $25 for windshield wipers. And when all is said and done, it'll be $435 for Kaveen to do that maintenance. Wait a sec, I did this wrong. Sorry. It's 2 times 35, not 2 times 70. I did that in my head, and I shouldn't have. So that works out to be 240 plus 70 plus 30. My bad, I'm sorry. That works out. Sorry, it's taking me some time here to do this in my head. It's 365. Sorry about that. $365 for Kaveen to do the maintenance in a year. So that's another cost. Kaveen will drive his car for at least 3 more years. How much should he budget for repairs after the warranty expires? Well, again, we checked his warranty. It says a 3-year-old car, and the warranty's up after 5 years. So that means 3-year-old, in 2 years, the warranty's up. So in 3 years, he's going to have for at least 3 more years. So he'll have 1 more year to pay for sure, where he's going to have to probably budget for these repairs. So replace the front brakes every 50,000 kilometers. Well, that's just going to be 1 time. Back brakes, 1 time every 100,000 kilometers. So he won't have driven that far. Replace the tires every 4 years. Well, depending upon when tires were replaced, you might have to do that. Replace a timing belt every 150,000 kilometers. He won't be there, so it won't matter. So the 260, 260, 640, there's a $1,160 repair budget he has to assume he's going to have in a year. So what are Kaveen's total ongoing variable costs to drive the car for the first 3 years? Well, there we go. For the first 3 years, what's it going to be? Let's go back and check really quick. What are we looking at? We're looking at gas, $124 per month for 3 years. So 124 times 36 months. We have to add to that his maintenance costs. How much will he spend in the first year that he owns the car? Well, but he wants it for 3 years. So it's going to be 365 times 3. And then his repairs, this is only for the last year. We just said because it'll be 1 year after his warranty's up. So for those 3 years, here's some more costs altogether. $124 for gas 36 times, plus $365 a year for 3 years, plus $1,160 for those repairs. That's $6,719 that he's going to have for costs. It's not cheap to own a car, especially because of gas prices. So, example 3, Hannah's buying a car. She bought a new car and wants to know the costs associated with it. Monthly payments, set amount, annual car insurance. Well, $1,560, but like I said, a lot of people might split that up into 12 payments, depends on the individual. She drives an average of 30,000 kilometers per year. Her fuel consumption, not quite as good as what someone was getting earlier. And the car depreciates 15% a year. Depreciates is the value of the car goes down as it gets older. And it goes down 15% each year. So let's see the costs that Hannah will experience. How much gas will it cost for a year? Well, like we did, Hannah, 6.9 liters for 100 kilometers. She's going to drive, she figures, 30,000 per year. So that'll be how many liters for 30,000 kilometers? Works out to be 2,070 liters for the year. But the cost, again, right now, gas is about 89 cents. So if we take that 2,070 and multiply it by 89 cents, $1,842.30 for that year. What is the value of the car after 1 year? Well, she has a $24,680 car that's going to lose 15% of its value. So if I get 15%, take the percent, turn it into a decimal, 15% of the 24,680, let me just quickly double check that, 24,680 times 15% is it's $3,702 depreciation. It's going down. So when I subtract that from the $24,680 price, the question is, what will her car be worth after the first year? Well, as long as all goes well, it'll be worth $20,978. So it drops significantly every year, it seems. So that's what she has to consider. Now, how much will regular maintenance cost? Again, let's assume she's following what it says. And this is for the first year. So every 3 months or 5,000 kilometers, So let's assume she's doing it 4 times. She could, because she's going 30,000 kilometers, bump it up, but most people will err nowadays. You know what, 4 oil changes a year is pretty good. Every 6 months or 10,000 kilometers, she should be rotating the tire. Most people would, again, do it twice a year, probably not 3 times. It's not necessary. So let's say she rotates the tires twice. Replace the air filter once, and windshield wipers once. So what will regular maintenance cost her? Well, $85 4 times, $42 twice, $28, and $30. So that's what the first year of maintenance will cost Hannah. So 85 times 4 plus 42 twice plus oil and filter plus the wipers, and that would be $482 is Hannah's cost. So gas prices, maintenance cost, car costs, it's never cheap. So can you take a look, page 12, 13, up to number 8. So up to number 8 is what I'd like you to do. Give it a try. Simple little calculations, but it gets you thinking a little bit about how expensive freedom can be. So have fun.